What is up, epic listeners?
Hello,
Welcome to the podcast where faith meets the news, where Texas tales and global views infuse automotive truth, y'all. I'm Matt Pollard.
I'm Irlanne Pollard.
And welcome. I hope everybody enjoyed everything that's going on. Man, we got so much going on. So much happened in just a week.
Lots.
The flood, the DP debate, and allegedly fake weather patterns, and allegedly all this other stuff, and FEMA got no money, and
it's a lot.
There's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot going on. A lot to talk about. But of course, service drive ops, rants, GG maps, automotive laughs, automotive news, and of course, we ask you to like, subscribe, and share, and do all those wonderful things.
Yes, come on, y'all.
And
thank
Freedom
you.
Academy.
And thank you for those that have. Thank you for those that have subscribed and support. We appreciate you.
Yeah. We're gaining.
We're getting up
We're
there.
Getting there.
We're not in the millions, but we're slowly but surely.
We'll be there.
Yeah,
we'll be there.
I'm not in a hurry. I'm just glad that people are watching and listening, and on the podcast side and on the YouTube side. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's I mean, we were gone for 2 years, so we kind of fell out. Fell out of everything.
That's true.
I mean, we were top 100.
Top 100 on Apple.
On Apple at one point.
And it was like the simplest basic thing that we had going.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's just, and then we stopped.
Yeah, well, we had a lot of stuff going on. We had career change, and then came back,
life
and then
changes.
Yeah, life changing. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. But when you own your own place, you can schedule time more. I mean, you work longer hours, but you can manage your time better.
We're literally in the shop
24/7. There's a futon in here, y'all. All right, let's give a shout out to the one and only Freedom Academy.
All right, so let's go there. Freedom Academy, Christian based school. We absolutely encourage everybody, your children, and those parents and grandparents to enroll your children in a Christian. It doesn't have to be Freedom Academy, although we would love you to
like it to be
for Freedom Academy, because it is also online. You can actually do it online. Yes, and it's Freedom Academy all year. Open enrollment for your kiddos from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Is it 12th grade?
Yes, kindergarten to 12th grade. And
I ask every time, I think.
Yep, and it's ran in front head, or what do you call that? Like head fronted or something like that.
I don't know what that means.
I think the words pop into my mind, and then they just disappear. But anyways, our Lady Nixon is running it, and she's she's the teacher, the principal,
the head nurse,
everything. But she does an awesome job with these kiddos, and to God be the glory. They're doing an awesome job there. The kids are loving it, and parents are testifying that their kids are coming home excited and just loving the fact that they are, at a new school.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, Freedom Temple, the website, Freedom Temple Pentecostal Church, and you will find the link to Freedom Academy there, www.freedomtemple.org / Freedom Academy. So all you folks, get your kiddos in there, because, and nothing like rearing up a child in the way they should go. So when they get old, they will not depart. Yes. Amen.
Mm-hmm. And if you go to... you
got my sound off?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that sound? No, you're good. I'm like, no, I can hear you. What do you mean your sound is off? No, that sound is on as well. What was I going to say? So all these links for everything, whatever we talk about in the show, is always at the bottom of the description.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just click the hyperlink, except for the Instagram. They're the only ones that don't let you have a hyperlink for some reason. Mm-hmm. But other than that, everything else is always in the description. Shun.
Right. What do you have for service ops, sir?
So, you said we talked about tires at one point,
We talked
but I
about
want to
tire
talk.
pressures and talked about
But I want to talk
tire
about tire
trends.
pressures.
Oh,
So
okay.
my thing is, I can't believe how uneducated dealership technicians are with tire pressures.
Explain.
So let's just have a conversation here, okay? So here's how my note starts. I cannot believe how many techs in a dealership do not understand tires and tire pressures. First of all, let's talk about tire pressures and why the light is on your dashboard, okay? I'm going to go to Wikipedia quick. Boom, Wikipedia. This is why the light is in your car. All right. The Firestone and Ford tire controversy of the 1990s saw hundreds of people die in automobile crashes caused by the failure of Firestone tires installed on light trucks and SUV made by Ford Motor Company. Some of you don't know, Ford and Firestone are kind of the same company. I don't know if the family's married in, but Ford and Firestone are kind of the same company. Kind of like Toyota, Nippon, Denso, stuff like that. Unusual high failure rates of the P235-7515 ATXs, which is just a size of a tire and a model of a tire, were installed on the first generation Ford Explorers and the Ford Explorer and similar vehicles, caused crashes that killed 238 people and injured around 500 in the United States. More died in other countries. But we don't talk about that. Different laws, different stuff go on in other countries. The problem, as early as 1996, personal injury lawyers were aware of accidents, injuries, and deaths caused by the tread separation from Firestone tires at high speeds. Arizona governor told Firestone that the tread on the tire was separating at high temperatures. What happens is if you don't have the proper air pressure in the tire builds excessive heat. So if the door says 36 psi, that is cold tire pressure. Here's the scenario that happens. Waiter comes in, you get off, you're going down 35, you get off, you go to the dealership, you pull into the service drive, you throw the keys. I'm here for my first Toyota Care, getting my 5,000 mile service, and I'm going to wait. Car goes into the Express. Let's just use Express. I don't know. I don't want to pick on the Express department. But, okay, car goes in there. They do the rotate. They stick the tire pressure gauge on there, and it says 38 psi. Why is it 38 psi?
Because it just came in.
Correct.
I was driving the car.
It just came off.
Tires are hot.
So rule of thumb is when the pressure of one or more tires is 25% or more below the manufacturer's recommendation, the tire pressure light should indicate. So if cold tire is 36, the threshold must be 27 psi. So now you let the 3 pounds of air out of the tire. For every 10 degree Fahrenheit change in air temperature, the tire pressure will change about 2%. So when the tires, when it's 36 on the pressure and it hits 100 degrees in this Texas heat and you lower that tire pressure, now you're going to be under the threshold when that customer goes home. So everybody comes in. I don't know why everybody is scared of having air in their tires. You'll hear technicians say, oh man, there's 39 pounds of air in this tire. Well, yes. The ambient air temperature outside right now is 106.
Yeah.
It's just, so on Toyotas, there's this thing called, right on our scan tool, right on the scan tool, it's called tire pressure compensation. You put in the ambient air temperature, you put in what you think the low is going to be in the winter. So if you can put it at 0, -2, -3, -4, and then you put what the door says. So on the door sticker says 36, 35, 32, whatever it says. And then it's going to do the calculations for you. And then it's going to say, okay, set the tire pressure to this right now, which is probably 42 psi. So here's an article. I even pulled the government federal registration for tire pressures, the federalregister.gov, looked up the tire pressures on why we have it and why it's there. I pulled up a Tire Rack article here. How does temperature change affect tire pressures? There is so much information out here, but yet nobody reads it.
I can tell you where it comes. I can tell you where it comes from or why.
I said we're gonna have a conversation. I didn't even shut up once.
You're on a roll.
It's just, I mean,
with
dude,
all
this
your
has been happening.
schematics and your.
This has been happening since I took over as shop foreman at Lexus in 2006. Like nobody understands tire pressures.
Well, nobody's taught, nobody's told. People, yeah.
But you'll be like,
nobody's told.
Hey, did you set the tire pressures up? Like they don't even check.
Oh, I don't know about that, but they're supposed to be checked. Everywhere I've worked, they always check the tire pressures. That's one of the first thing that they do is one of the first things they do is to check the tire pressures.
So like now, we strive our business of hospitality, right? Like the customer expects us to fix the car. The car is a commodity. Who cares? Like they expect us to do their job.
Do our job.
Do what we're supposed to do. Give them their automobile back. Safe, reliable, not break down. I'll see you in 5,000 miles, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is we strive so much on hospitality in the dealership that the advisors don't have trust.
That's true.
Like I wanted to do a whole thing on like, let's talk about how the whole thing starts. Like I really want to talk about that. Like from the phone call to you pulling in the drive, you don't even talk to the person you called.
We have actually talked about that, but a long time ago. I think one of the first couple episodes we.
Well, good. We're gonna bring it back.
Yeah, we talked in depth about from the beginning, from the phone call, from the appointment, all the way till delivery.
To delivery. Yeah, like there's steps that you gotta from the repair order being written to the repair order going to somewhere, some sort of dispatching to. There's so many steps to just get your car into the service bay,
and a lot of hands in it too. Yeah, it's like a conveyor belt.
Like I was reading the book on unreasonable hospitality because like that's what's going to set PTO AutoWorks apart is the hospitality. And I was like, honey, how come Mercedes-Benz the porters don't have suits on? How come there's not red carpets rolled from the car to the door? Like, why isn't anybody walking down a red carpet?
I can answer the suit part. And only, where I used to work, I can only talk about that one place because that's the only Mercedes-Benz place I've ever worked at, or the high luxury, high line service department.
Yeah.
These young men, because they're all young and old, retired people and young kids just fresh out of high school are usually your porters that greet you. And, they don't only greet and, they park cars. They go up to, in this particular place where I worked at, there are 2 parking lots. So they have to walk a long ways to go grab a car. They do different things too.
Well, that's poor management. The porter should be a porter or a valet.
So they have different jobs, so that's why they in that particular place, why they wouldn't wear a suit, because they have other things. And again, you have to think about, the times that we're living in and the short staffed and the people, that don't want to work and do that type of work. Everybody wants to be behind a computer and make millions of dollars.
Everybody wants to be on YouTube.
So but I can understand why, because they've taken that one position and made it into 5 different positions. In other places, not only did you park the car and brought the car back, pulled the car up for the customer when he, paid and took the delivery of it, but they took the car to go get washed. They washed the car. They checked the tire pressures right in the service drive. They have a plethora of jobs to do.
Yeah. Well,
and so that's why that one particular place, I don't know about anywhere else,
but you're right. Most places, that's how they run. That's just poor management and not knowing how to structure a department. That's all.
Like, for instance, the service advisor, right? We also have a plethora of different things. Our job should be solely to speak to the customer and be just a direct contact to the customer, but we're cashing them out, part of the cashier's job. We're doing follow-up, part of a BDC job. We're doing other things, that they could have a staff for to do those things.
You're 100% right.
But we just can't afford to have a building full of people. Ever since, COVID, everything's changed, in that way. I remember rooms full of a BDC full, like a telemarketing room.
Oh yeah, we had like 60 people at one time.
A whole telemarketing room, and not like based out or outsourced
in the
dealership. Yeah. So everything was like right there.
And now these big groups, they have their BDCs not even in the building.
Yeah, they're not in the building. They're outsourced. They belong to another company. Even the people that are picking up the phone, also, it's an outsourced company. Somebody that has a company that runs telemarketers or whatever, and so we just pay that company to pick up our phones.
A bunch of things in that book, but the one thing they was talking about, it said the lower. So at the end of every day, he would evaluate the tickets, the tickets that the waiters and waitresses would write. And he said the people with the lowest number of tables had the highest tickets and the highest tips. The people with the most tables had the lowest maximum ticket and the lowest tips.
Yeah, it's because
I'm like, that's repair orders.
Yeah, because we're not spending enough time with the customer. Because there's 6 advisors and there's 50 cars coming in through the door. Every hour.
You shouldn't be writing and then they have it scheduled every 15 minutes. Like, that's how are you supposed to spend time with your customer?
Or the phone rings and you're like, no, come on down. Everybody just come on down. No, we don't tell nobody. No, we don't tell nobody. And then this is what happens.
This is what they created.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're like 17 minutes into your service ops.
My service ops rant. All right. So my thing is, every oil change, I always say every time you get gas, you should check because that's about 400 miles average. Every time you get gas, you should probably set your tire pressures, or at least check them. If you have a digital display, scroll through it on the dashboard. Just keep an eye on them, and tell the dealership or the service place. Tell them, hey, can you please set my tires? I don't know how many cars. Every time a customer comes here that has an oil change sticker from an outside third-party oil change, they do not check the tire pressure.
No, that's not part of their job. They just changed. That's not part of that facility.
But they'll do flushes.
Yeah, those facilities are not for that. They're not.
Yeah, so
they just service. They don't inspect.
So set your tire pressures. And,
important, and it'll save wear on your tires too.
Yeah, and I hate saying people's businesses on here.
So then don't say it.
But Discount Tire, if you go there, they will set your tire pressures. I want to give them information. I'm not going to hold back information.
You can just say a tire place.
If you just pull into the dealership or pull into a gas station, most of the time they'll just set the tire pressures for you.
Do you remember those days when you would pull up to the
service center? Ding ding ding.
You pull into to get gas, and the guy would check your oil, check the tires, clean your windshield,
try to upsell you washer fluid. Yeah, those were the good old days, man. All right, well, let's get into some rants. Right. See, I just ranted for 20 minutes about nothing. Are you ready, Miss P? Rants.
All right, people.
All right, what are we ranting about? Tire pressures?
So no tire pressures.
Oh wait, what about rants? There's rants.
I have 2 things that I want to talk about, and then one rant about.
So one for you and one for me.
No. I want to show the video first, and it's just, and I don't want to hit too much on the young people, but maybe next time I'll just roll into the from the Freedom Academy into my rants when it has to do with
kids,
with children. Yeah, because
we usually play a video after.
There is
my bad.
There is a well, I'm just talking about these days. There's a different culture when it comes to young people, and I don't want to say Gen Z, millennial, whatever. It's just most young people, I should say, not all young people, but most young people. What's happening is what I always say is that, this computer, these, internet era, Google and everything, there's mass knowledge, but
too much.
Yeah. In colleges, I like watching Charlie Kirk. Shout out to him and to Turning Point.
Oh yeah.
Because they go into colleges and they don't debate students, but they talk.
They just talk.
They talk to them and they try to get information, see where their heads are at right now. And it's not a good
see
look.
What their $30,000 education's getting.
Exactly. Them. It's not a good look lately. And for several years now, it's been that way. And so I want to play this first video here with this young man that he is. And then I'll go into another.
So you got Charlie Kirk and then you got Cliff. Like this guy Cliff goes there. And,
Cliff is out of New Canaan, Connecticut, out of our neck of the woods.
Two different. Is the video loading?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Two different reasonings for being on campuses, but both of them go to campuses. Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Yeah, they go to campuses. They talk to young people. They see where their heads are at. And Cliff he's actually a pastor, a preacher.
Yes.
So him and his son will go out and he'll ask questions before anything, and he'll talk Bible and talk Jesus and all the basic points of salvation. He doesn't get really deep. He keeps everything very basic, and just the questions that the students have, because they're all from all different parts of life. Yeah. And there's all type of religions, and a lot now, this wave of atheism, it's not a religion. It's kind of like a fad or something. I don't know. But anyways, let me play this video real quick.
I thought the whole video was waiting.
What's that?
I said I was just talking because I thought we were waiting for the video.
So when Kamala wins, and when you go into a manic spiral with everything you've worked for crumbles around you, what illicit drugs you can overdose on?
So if Trump wins, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Probably move to the Netherlands. I don't want to deal with it.
So what he said was, what are you going to do when Kamala wins? Are you going to overdose on some drugs or something? Now, this is a college kid. They're in a college campus. I'm sure he's much smarter than this, but this is the type of mindset that most of these young people in these colleges, they're just going with whatever is on their mind or in their feelings, I should say, really in their feelings. Right away. And look at the way, I'm gonna play the rest of the video. Look at the way his way of being is just a little weird, a little off to me, awkward.
Deal with them. Can you answer the question though? Snowflake?
Well, I hope that
answer the question, Snowflake. Snowflake.
I hope Trump wins. Kamala might win.
Answer the question.
Let me tell you what happens. So let me tell you what happens. If Kamala Harris wins, which she might, unlike you, I will not flee my country. I will go back to work the next day.
Amen.
He's not even listening to what Charlie is saying. He's just continuing to
He's trying to pump the crowd up, but they're not even with him.
Yeah. He's like, answer the question, Snowflake.
You coward.
What drugs? What drugs? You ask them a question and you're not even listening to what he's saying. Like, I'm going to continue.
To work the next day if Kamala Harris wins. Unlike you, I will not go to some European socialist nanny state and get out of the way. I will fight harder if Kamala Harris wins. And I am dedicating my life right now to make sure that doesn't happen. To register voters and to chase ballots and to rally the next generation. So unlike you, I'm a participant, and you might be right, Kamala might win. It might be too much, but I'll be able to look my daughter and my son in the eye and say I did everything I possibly could to make sure that this country remained free and prosperous for you guys, and that I gave it all on the line.
But good luck with that, buddy. Kamala sweep! Kamala sweep!
He's confused.
Kudos to Charlie for coming back and saying, you know what, I'm going to go to work tomorrow the next day, and I'm going to continue. And
keeps his composure.
This is, I don't want to say this is all our youth, but this is what these colleges are pumping out, like what was the sense of all that?
That's the unsaved youth.
The unsaved youth. You're right.
Unbelievable.
Just so antagonizing, disrespectful. You know what the reason why he's there? You know what the reason?
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk is there. You know what? I mean, just disgusting. Like that's just disgusting. And then I'm going to go to my next video and this young lady right here, because, this is an issue with with young people wanting to be part of, and it's always been like that. Because I remember when I was a kid, I kind of, wanted to. I was kind of, you beat to the what's that saying they say? Skip to the beat of your own drum or something like that. So I wasn't really like that, but I remember at one point, in my youth, thinking, oh, I want to fit in. I want to make sure that I do like they do, or whatever. But that's the problem, is that they're just going with whatever sheep mentality, and not the sheep that we talk about in the Bible. The sheep mentality that
they're goats.
They just want to go with whatever's happening, whatever the crowd is doing, and they make fools out of themselves and make it look ridiculous. And then what happens is they show all other young people to act that way, and then before you know it, you got a flock of
you got a cult.
You got a cult. You got a flock of dumb sheep. It's just disgusting.
A flock of geese.
But here's the next video.
How many genders are there?
I feel like there's two, because like transgender.
No, Tara, stop. Don't say that on camera.
Yeah, but I feel like you either switch from a boy to a girl.
No,
like
stop.
Back and forth.
Stop. I feel like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to be, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, but I feel like they switch back and forth. Like, I know.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, man. Now, Lauren sent this to me. Thanks, sissy. Lauren said this. Lauren always sends some good stuff over.
These kids are like 12 drinking on a solo.
So, but I'm sure they're not. Anyway, is she a good friend?
No.
So she doesn't want her friend to
have
say
her own opinion.
Yes, or to say anything that may embarrass her. And this is her point of view. The way they see, the way they think. She doesn't want her friend to say something that may somebody may come after her later or whatever. That's what she's doing. But what the subject is about, and her friend is being, the girl that wants to answer is being so sincere in her answer that her friend is, she's a little afraid about what she's going to say.
Then walk away. So this, like a true friend, he would have been like, okay, tell her your point. Hey, watch what you're going to say, because this is on camera. And then if you don't like what I'm going to say, then step out of the camera sight. Let me have my conversation with,
she keeps telling her, no, stop.
Exactly.
Stop. No.
I don't care that they have their differences, but you support each other. Okay, tell her the bad. And if you don't agree, then walk off camera, so you're not in there when this camera video comes around and they're trying to pick on you.
Okay, so this is what I mean about, the sheep mentality. And, this girl clearly has an opinion. This girl clearly is going to say what she feels. But the other young lady is holding her back, and she's in a sense doesn't want her to be not like everybody else. She doesn't want her to give her opinion, which is not a good friend. I'm gonna play the rest of the video here.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. There's you can be anything you want to be. It doesn't matter. Come on, stop.
All right, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
And the girl apologizes. Bad influence.
Listen, first of all, there's 0 genders. It's called sex. Gender's another one of them government words that they came up with.
So this is what has the youth of our time confused, and second guessing themselves. And just like this young lady, she's like, I'm sorry.
She apologizes.
She was she's
a good kid.
Yeah. And she wasn't even the one that was, she probably wasn't even going to say anything. She was just probably going to tell the truth, obviously.
Well, she says people switch back and forth so many times. Mm-hmm. Like, she wasn't even going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever. So anyways, I just, those 2 videos I wanted to play because
be yourself.
Yeah. Separate yourself from the norm.
Can't do epic things with basic people.
That's right. Don't be mediocre either. I had a young man that I taught at Vacation Bible School years ago, and he's doing so great. And I thank God he had sent posted something about I hope I'm
really trying.
I'm really trying. I hope something. I hope I hope people I'm happy because I'm really trying or
People
something
really
like that.
see that I'm trying.
I hope people really see that I'm trying. Yes, that's exactly what he said. Yeah. And I said, oh my goodness. I said, you're doing spectacular, and I encouraged him, and he messaged me back and he said, I thank you, I said, never be mediocre, always be you. Always be you, and because you are amazing, you're awesome. You the original you, the real you, the your character and whoever you are, be the real you. That's who God made you to be. And I said, you're awesome. And he said, he messaged me back and said, I thank you so much. He was like, I want to tell you had a big part in my you had a big part in my rearing. And I almost cried when I looked at that message on social media. But yeah, be you. Don't let anybody tell you, no. Don't say that. No. You say what you want to say.
Say what you want to
say. Say what you want to say. Whatever's in your heart, whatever's in your mind. Of course, you don't want to offend people in other ways. You don't want to. But if it's in your heart and you feel that you're not doing wrong to somebody, you speak your mind. Speak your mind.
Speak your mind.
Speak your mind. All right. That's my rant. And I'm done.
Wow. 30 minutes already. I hope you all got your popcorn ready.
10 me.
I hope you all have your popcorn ready. All right.
There's so much. Oh my goodness. We gotta go. Because there's a lot. I want to make sure we get through.
So that's it, everybody. It was good.
No, we're not finished.
Oh, not that kind of go? Not that kind of go. All right. Automotive news.
Let's go into
Can a Contigo airtight coffee mug explode? Yes, it can.
It can. So, oh man,
mine did. That's how I know. Like the top went poof.
Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can find the video.
I have one.
You do?
Yeah, I have a Contigo.
No, I mean, I thought you had a video. I'm sorry.
Oh no. So look for the video. So I was cleaning it out with hot water because I just leave it here and fill it with water. And I put hot water in it and I was shaking it, so I can wipe it out. And the top just exploded. It shot right out like a loud poof.
Could you believe it's not in here? I don't have it.
Oh man.
I was trying to get everything in here at last minute.
All these cups, man. You had that one Stanley cup and that burnt down Kia. Now we have Contigo cup. Just go search the videos.
Yeah.
Contigo mug exploding.
So yeah. So the guy comes out and he looks at his car and the windshield's cracked. And he's like, "What is going on? Like it looks like it's from the inside. It doesn't look like anything hit it in the front." And he was like, I don't remember, anything happening. And when he went in his car, he had left his coffee cup in there. And because it's pressurized and it has that rubber seal on it, it got hot and it blew out like a champagne bottle, like a cork, and put a hole right through the windshield. And I thought I said that's pretty amazing. I'm like, I've never. I wonder if insurance would cover that. I guess it would, right?
If you have glass, only if you have glass.
Yeah, I guess.
And then you can come here and we'll.
Man, I'm mad I didn't download the video. It's just so much to pack.
So we this is in here because not because of George Soros buying all these radio stations, but because automakers want to not have AM in the vehicle anymore.
Did we talk about George Soros in the last podcast buying the? I think we did.
Well, a little bit. We touched on it.
Yeah, I think we did. Here, let me play this video real quick.
A group backed by billionaire George Soros has won regulatory approval to take over the licenses of bankrupt radio company Odyssey, Inc. Now, this would include the licenses of over 200 radio stations. The transfer was cleared by the Federal Communications Commission, but the agency is now being investigated by the...
He who holds the communication, I think we talked about this last time too, the communication or who holds the microphone,
Yeah.
Like Pastor says, I have the mic,
has the narrative.
Yeah, he can manipulate the surroundings.
Yeah,
he can manipulate anything.
About,
yeah, we were talking about it. Yes.
We're talking about Trump.
Yeah, I'm gonna play more.
investigated by the House Oversight Committee over why it fast-tracked the approval process, especially with the 2024 elections coming up. Now, some of the concerns with the fast-tracking of this are that it could be politically motivated. Now, the network includes some of the biggest conservative talk radio shows currently on air. And this also ties into broader concerns over the future of radio in general. Talk radio has remained relatively conservative, while TV's kind of gone the other way.
I'm going to stop it real quick. Yeah, this is from an article from Epic Times, which is like a Christian-based media platform. But the fast tracking.
The fast tracking. The SEC, man.
Usually it takes a while for especially if it's 200. Did he say 200?
So it's one entity with 200 licenses.
Yes, it's called Odyssey or Audacity.
Audacity.
It's Audacy.
Yeah, we use their editing tool. So we used
so
to.
that was Audacity. It's spelled Audacity. Okay. Anyway, so you know this the organization that is responsible for radio media, I guess, or radio.
You know, the Blaze is on there.
Oh, really? What?
Glenn Beck's boss now is George.
What? Whoa. So
hey, Glenn, you got a seat right here, my friend. Whenever you're ready, drive down to Austin.
Whoa, okay. Well, so yeah, it usually takes a while, especially it's such a big list of licenses, you know. So the organization that looks over or is over the radio communications, it just kind of like, oh yeah, you're good, and kind of
that's
just
a monopoly.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. They just went and go ahead. George Soros, if you don't know who he is, look him up.
Yeah, and see where follow the money.
Yeah, follow the money. But anyways, that's what's happening here. So he's like we said last episode that you know, somebody knows something, because why out of left field he's buying all these things, and why is this organization? You just push his application through, like
kind of gone the other way. And there are concerns that groups are trying to change that by force, including with moves to get car makers to drop AM radio. Now, this is the focus of another controversy where automakers are looking to stop including AM radios in new vehicles. Wow. Congress is trying to mandate that they do not remove it. They're saying AM radio is needed for the country's emergency broadcast system. But in the backdrop of these,
that is a huge nugget right there, what he just dropped.
Yeah, put two and two together.
Congress said you can't do that because that's the only way an emergency would happen.
Is through AM radio signal.
Is through AM. That's the we're living in these times.
You better have a battery radio with an antenna, because you ain't getting in on this thing.
That's right.
Of these debates is the fact that talk radio does tend to lean heavily conservative. And so this is turning into a debate over the future of news.
So isn't that funny, the fact that it's the radio-based part is mainly conservative, you know?
I was thinking that.
How smart are those conservative people? How smart are they that they would they understand how important it is, the radio, how important the radio is, you know?
I mean, I'm sure a lot of our party is older people, and they're only going to listen to the radio.
Well, I think it's a broader,
but it's a broader thing to if communication stops. Hey, this is what you're listening
to, and there's really no way to stop that. You can't stop. There's not really a way to stop the radio.
Not radio.
You can't stop the radio. AM. My goodness. Y'all seeing this? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Not AM.
They want to take it out of the automobiles. That's why we put it in in the auto news.
Yeah,
part.
Because of the radio.
Because they want to take the auto manufacturers. I mean, why do they? Let's say why do auto manufacturers want to take the FM radio? How do they? I'm sorry, AM radio out of radios in new vehicles. They're thinking about just
It's less cost.
What do you call? Oh, I guess that.
Yeah,
would be.
the less. I mean, they already took out cassette tapes, and then they took out CD players.
Yeah.
And it's all about cost.
That's true.
I
That's
mean,
true. Here I am. I'm like, why are they?
They should. I mean,
It
I
could
don't
be
know,
just a
dude.
simple.
Just let it.
It could be a simple answer, or there could be something behind it too.
I don't know. I just think you should just pair your phone to the screen, and it's mirroring your phone. Like we shouldn't. Why do we even have that stuff in the car?
What do you mean?
Like radios and all that stuff. We don't even need it anymore. Everything's.
Well, we do need a radio. Obviously, we need.
Yeah,
for,
obviously
for emergency.
the government told us we need it, and the backup camera, and the blind spot. Oh yeah.
Well, those things I guess not, but I'm saying the radio itself, because you can turn on the radio and if everything goes out, the lights go out, you can still go in your car and turn on the radio.
AM.
All right, so that's why we put that in there, because the manufacturers are trying to, take
all right,
AM out of there. All right, where else? What else we have here in the?
So if you have the Toyota video. Do we have that?
I do.
Why are we always picking on Toyota?
We love Toyota.
We're always picking on them.
I'm not picking on Toyota. We love Toyota. I mean, that's our.
Oh yeah,
that's our brand. That's our. That's been our bread and butter.
Amen. That's where I found my wife.
Yeah, that too. So we're not really picking on Toyota. It's just something that they've done that doesn't sit well with me, and this might be old. I'm not sure how old it is, but it's new to me.
So Toyota's been a very liberal, supportive company.
Have they been
in the United States?
Have they been?
Yes, but not this.
Not to this level.
No.
All right, let me play it.
No.
All right, y'all, it's that time again. It is time to expose Toyota. They have gone totally woke. You are not going to believe what is under the hood of this story, so strap in because it is insane. If you're even slightly moderate, you are going to be questioning if you should ever give this company a dime in the future. Before we start, I want you all to keep in mind that Toyota also is massive in Japan, a country that I don't think is going to take kindly to a lot of the things we're about to point out. Also, here in America, they depend on families buying their vehicles. Again, I don't think families are going to be big fans of what I'm about to expose. Let's start with this post on Instagram from drag queen Miss Mary Lou Pearl. Men out there with a Toyota truck, you are not ready for this. This drag queen not only says that Toyota gave them this truck for this ad that I'm about to play you, but they also sponsored a drag program at Brave Trails. What is Brave Trails, you might ask? I'll tell you after you see this ad.
Boring.
It's Tundra. That's gay.
What, darling? Not what you were expecting?
I just want to say, if you have a Toyota Tundra, I am sorry. I'm just sorry. But now you guys need to find out what Brave Trails is. Brave Trails is a summer camp that invites children who identify as LGBTQ+, and Toyota was funding a drag program there. And we've got video. And look, whether you agree with this stuff or not, I think everybody should be able to agree that people who are viscerally opposed to it for faith reasons or whatever reason they may have should not feel like when they spend their money at a major corporation, it's going to be used to fund things like this that they are completely opposed to.
So there's my problem. I love you, Toyota. I love the product. And of course, like Matt said, we probably continue to buy Toyotas.
Yeah.
But my issue is, like I always say it, woman, adult, man, adult, you can do whatever you want. Is when you get the kids involved that it stirs me up. When you get the kids involved. Now you got a whole camp for kids. More confusion. A camp of confusion.
It's LG. It's the trans part. Like, okay, there's a gay camp, but they're pushing the trans agenda.
Yeah. It's. I don't know what. I don't know because even like he said, like Toyota comes from Japan, and they don't even they don't play. Yeah, they don't play with stuff like that when it comes. Everything, over there is still hush hush behind closed doors. They're not on the, on the Broadway stage.
They're on the wide road.
Like America, we have there's no no shame,
No shame.
in our game. But they're a little more conservative, but yeah, that's such a
We were just talking about be yourself and be a leader.
disappointing.
Why do you have to follow? Why do you have to follow?
Disappointing.
Just be a leader.
Very disappointing.
Just because you want to be the number one manufacturer in America.
I mean, you already are.
You don't have to.
You don't have to go.
You don't have to
there.
turn American.
Right. You don't
Stick
have
to your
go
Japanese
there.
roots.
You don't have to go there. But it is what it is, Money, money, money is the root of all evil.
Yeah, we got to go.
All right, let's go there.
We're the car podcast. We're going to skip over cars.
That's too bad. Okay.
That's okay. Whatever we don't get into, we got next week.
All right.
We say that. No, you're good. We say that every time we never do it. We need to move on. We need to move on to what's next. All right.
Yeah. GG Maps. Take it away, Matt.
So the Joker.
So the Joker, the reason why I put that in there is because it just very interesting that this movie has been talked about for a long time. This Joker is not your regular, penguin Joker movie, what do you those old movies that they made, that's very kid friendly or whatever. This is a very dark movie.
Very dark movie.
The first one and of course this one because it's Joaquin Phoenix and he plays the role like to the T, and it's very, very troubling. But my thing is that in this movie, and right a month before, the president, the presidential,
the election,
yes, that this movie has to do a lot with society and anarchy and rising up and people in groups doing the protest, but the opposite of protest and all that. I feel like Hollywood has the narrative when it comes to what things are happening in time. They know exactly when to plug in these types of movies. And so
I agree 100%.
Yeah, they know when to plug in these movies, and in these movies,
when to have them come out, when to stick them in our face.
In the spiritual sense, they stir up stuff in the spiritual realm. They stir stuff up in people, especially those that pay attention in our There's a lot of people that are obsessed with Joker and Harley Quinn and all that stuff. Young people too. People that are. It has a lot to do with mental illness too. This movie, the narrative behind this movie, and it just I feel like it's just stirring up the pot.
Here, I just Googled it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what it says: struggling with his dual identity, failed comedian Arthur Fleck meets the love of his life, Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first thing it says, struggling with his dual identity.
Yeah, it's very dark. And again, I only know because I saw parts of the first one, and the trailers and stuff, are coming out and stuff. And it's just the enemy just knows what to do. You know what I mean?
It's like a manipulation.
I'm telling you that's what he is, and he's throwing these narratives out there with whichever way, with the movies, with TV shows, with music, with everything, and it just people don't realize that, you know what I mean? It just stirs up, and it's a shame because this is church folks, young people and old people, that get in, they go come after a great service and anointed, and some of them might have been praising and on the worship team, and some might have even preached.
Might have been preaching.
Yep.
And then they're going to watch the Joker.
Yeah, and then they get in their car and they turn on the Beyonce, the latest Beyonce, or they turn on the car and listen to the latest whatever other artists is out there. I don't know what that Ariana Grande. I don't know. That's young people, old people. But anyway,
I was never a music or a movie person. I still ain't.
The we don't understand that we're opening up these portals.
Yes.
Opening up the door for the enemy to come in and just take captive our minds and bring them to another place.
All right, let's hit something a little tangible here.
Okay, go ahead.
So, as you all know, this hurricane hit the East Coast pretty hard.
That's really what we wanted to hit today.
Do you have any videos for this?
I absolutely do.
So it's just a pathetic situation. There's so much we can start. So we can start with the patents on the weather patterns, on how to change weather, and how to target it over a part of the United States that's full of the highest lithium.
So
and people dying and leaving people to rot and not.
So let me play the videos before you go off on a tangent. Because all that stuff about changing the weather and stuff, I think it's in some of these videos. Allegedly, yeah, because it just so happens that we don't even know, what's true or whatever. But here, let me play the first. First, let me play the young lady here. She lives in North Carolina. Actually.
Let's talk about the evil that's happening in the North Carolina mountains right now. Locals of Chimney Rock, North Carolina are saying that government officials held a town meeting yesterday. They were told that they would not be able to move back to their homes even if they were still standing. The government was seizing them and it was no longer their property. They said that the entire town is going to be bulldozed and that the bodies that are out are just going to be left to rot. They're not going to recover them. Locals say that the stench of decomposing bodies is absolutely unbearable, and people who have volunteered in the area say that they're literally just laying all over the street. Currently at 160 people, and there's still more than 1,000 people missing.
So this young lady
Pictures
lives
are from
in
the
North
Leland
Carolina.
Fire and Rescue Facebook. This is some of the damage
she's
that was
also
done
said
to
that
Chimney
the
Rock.
FEMA
Lots of houses
that's
were
there,
lost to landslides and mudslides.
they're really not really
the
helping people.
roads were literally made
They won't go to the rural areas. They are expecting people to come down the mountain when streets have falling into rivers.
We'll be coming around the night when we come.
Let me show this other video. Hopefully this will play. I'm not sure why that happened, but the devil is a liar.
That's our gypsy internet.
I think
People
she's
stating, trigger warning, piles of unalived individuals being found in riverbanks, on the lakes, in the streets, in their cars, and nobody seems to want to come to retrieve them. The fact that we could even allow that to happen, like the absolute utter disrespect for these people were grandmothers and grandfathers and children and aunts and uncles. Like, since when do we not respect our dead? But then it gets worse. As you listen to these videos, as you watch these videos, you see the devastation. Whole roads are completely wiped out. And I understand if people are not familiar with mountain areas, they think, oh, it's one road, you go around. Yet that's not how it works. Nope. Most mountain regions maybe have one, maybe two roads that go in and out. Yep. And when those roads are wiped out, those people are completely abandoned up there. FEMA set up camp in an accessible area and has told multiple people that they will not bring aid to people in inaccessible areas, which makes you wonder why the fuck they're even there. But that's okay. We have volunteers, right? Volunteers that'll go out, private individuals that are going to go out and help these people.
The gentleman from Black Rock Coffee, Tim Kennedy, he has gone out with his crew in his private helicopter or whatever, and has been helping people over there. But there's an issue, and she'll say the rest about okay, so this administration doesn't want to help as much, I guess. FEMA has run out of money. So has the administration in United States, because anyways, we'll get to that. But so other people are coming to help, millionaires and billionaires and other people. I'll let you know.
These people, yeah, they're being threatened with arrest. People brought their privately owned helicopters to try to offer aid to get these people off the mountains, or at least bring them supplies so they don't starve to death or die from dehydration, because it has now been 6 full days of no water access for these people, and they're being threatened with arrest. Trucks have come to the region with supplies. Their tires are being slashed.
Is that ridiculous or what?
Something very sinister and evil is happening here. Then you throw into the mix that there's an entire source of lithium under these mountains, and all of a sudden things start stacking right in place, don't they? I just saw this post on X, and again, I try not to say that it's true, so that's for you, TikTok. I'm not trying to spread any misinformation. This is for educational purposes. However, they were specifically speaking about the government held a meeting in Chimney Rock and basically informed these people that the entire town will be bulldozed over, bodies and all.
That's the second person that says that. This is so sad. If this is what's happening, this is absolutely just what she says. Sinister. It's sinister that they're.
So you'll kill people and murder people allegedly to get your lithium out of the ground. But we can't frack.
That's what it's sounding like. It's going down that way. Too many people are saying this.
Yep. And then you'll still go to the polls on November 5th and poll for a Democrat.
This is insane that this has happened. I'm going to see if I can go back, honey, to that video, because she said something that really made sense, and it's
and doesn't swear.
Yeah, she's not swearing. This
Let's talk about the evil that's happening in the North Carolina mountains. Are just gonna be left to rot. They're not going. Are just gonna be left to rot. They're not going to recover them. Locals say that the stench of decomposing bodies is absolutely unbearable, and people who have volunteered in the area say they're literally just laying all over the street. Currently at 160 people, and there's still more than 1,000 people missing. These pictures are from the Leland Fire and Rescue Facebook. This is some of the damage that was done to Chimney Rock. Of houses were lost to landslides and mudslides. The roads were literally made into riverbeds. North Carolina has faced complete devastation, and the government is not speaking about it at all. Nations that people are bringing up there and not letting people have them. And on top of that, the donations that they're confiscating, they don't even have to use it for this disaster. They can save it and use it for different disasters, even though people have donated it specifically for this disaster. A civilian who is volunteering his time and his helicopter to help rescue people was told by a fire marshal if he did not stop rescue, he would be arrested. You would think they would want as many people as possible out there rescuing people, considering over 1,000 people are still missing. Here's the most interesting thing. BlackRock just signed a $90 million contract in the area that was hit the hardest because they want to start mining for lithium. They are literally leaving people to die in the worst way possible and doing nothing to help them. They are confiscating people's land and houses that they have spent their entire life.
Confiscating, seizing. Like we're a communist country now.
I don't understand what has happened. Well, I do know what's happened.
The enemy got into these people in Congress.
The enemy is the enemy has.
It's all about money and power.
Ugly head, and we're living in the end times, and it's just preparing the way for the Antichrist is what's happening, and people don't care. And people don't care. People don't care. People don't care.
Guys, you gotta vote and stop voting for this.
One thing I wanted to encourage everybody that's listening, there are a lot of scammers. There's a lot of scammers that are during these times of disaster. There are a lot of people that don't care, and they're evil.
Yes.
Do be careful where you send your money. Be careful what GoFundMe, what link or whatever you send out. Please be careful, because if I was you, I would try to link up with a church. Look at church places and churches in those areas of disaster, because there's a lot of them that have gotten together and have ways to get to people. But I would be careful. I would be careful into what I tap into and send money to, because this is a scamming time.
So I wouldn't even send my money to FEMA right now?
Yes, especially to FEMA. Yeah. There was something else I had to say now. I've just lost my...
So FEMA, there's no money. So they're telling us there's no money. Doesn't mean there's no money. They could be saying this just because they want their agenda to happen.
Yeah.
But it says here.
I was going to show you.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to show the video of what has happened. What has the Biden and Harris administration what have they done through this hurricane disaster situation?
Why does the Biden-Harris administration always seem to help American taxpayers last?
We've also authorized one-time payments of $700 per household to folks who've been displaced.
FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being.
$750 for a household. Yeah. Under Bidenomics, what are you going to do with $750?
Nothing.
Even if it was a Trump era, even if it was,
if it was Trump, that'd be 2-3 months of groceries. That's about it.
True, but you need more than $750 for a disaster like this.
Yeah.
For a family.
Nobody in the mountains has flood insurance. Why would you have flood insurance up a mountain?
I'm gonna play the rest of the video.
Needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the.
I do want to ask you if you feel you have the resources you need right now.
We most certainly do, and we are dedicating those resources.
We do not have the funds to make it through the season.
FEMA's got no money to help anybody in our country.
The Biden-Harris administration spent over $1 billion from a FEMA program on services for migrants.
City is expanding.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what open borders gets you.
There's the FEMA money. Oh, we thought it was lost. We thought it was misplaced. Oh, no. It went somewhere. They used it for something.
It's a debit card program for migrant families.
This will be the new first destination for the single male migrants.
But wait till you see what your money was used for. Our money was used for.
It's complete with phones, laundry service, even Xboxes.
Millions of dollars not going toward Americans, but going toward processing people who are in this country illegally.
Proud to announce a new $2.4 billion package.
It is $2.6 billion for FY23, $3.6 billion.
An additional $800 million in assistance.
$61 billion military aid package for Ukraine.
The failure of the United States Congress not to support Ukraine is close to criminal neglect.
What about us, Joe? What about the United States of America?
Unbelievable.
Kamala.
This is insane. Absolutely insane.
Kamala.
This is what's happened to our money. Wow. It's just, I'm flabbergasted. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And I've already watched this clip before and I'm just like fired up now, even just watching this.
And they say, oh, the Republicans are for the war and the Republicans this. Yeah. Well, how's that working out for you?
This is at the, some of the areas in, over in the Appalachian Mountains. Look at that wire so low.
Wow. Wow. Power lines are literally like 2 foot above our heads right now. Jeez, you guys, this is eye level.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. And that's just a little smidgen of a video I found. There's many, many more of such horrible.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do to get this country back as America first. It's America first.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's America first.
I believe that.
We need to be strong. Bible says get your house in order.
Mm-hmm.
This is our house. The United States of America is our house. Texas is our house.
It's our home.
We have to get in order. And then we can go out
and help
and do public service for other people. How can we
help others when we're not even
when our house ain't in order?
Yeah.
Yes,
we don't have the strength to do anything because we're not in order. We're not in unity in every sense of the word. We're not in unity. We're not financially stable. We're not protected because of open borders. In every way that your house can fall is in the condition that we are in.
Yeah. So, oh Lord, I hope on November 6th, when we fire these mics up and say President Donald Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States of America.
We talked about this. Whatever happens, happens.
No, I'm not going there.
Whatever happens,
I'm not going there. And I want to say, everybody who said you're going to move, get out. Go. Oh, if Trump wins, I'm moving to Canada. Go. We don't need you here. If that's the type of American you're going to be, you heard Charlie Kirk. He's like, you know what? If Kamala wins, she wins. But I'm going to fight even harder so we can turn this around the next time. But if you're one of them ones that want to run. Get out of here.
I mean, why would you want to stay in a place that you hate so much? You know, so many people, say so many.
One person's going to make you.
A lot of these celebrities, threatening to leave.
About.
A lot of these people with that are well off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They hate America. They say it on big stages all around the country. How much they hate this country. Why would you want to be here? Why would you want to be here? Just leave it up to us. Leave it to those who love this country, that want to make a difference.
Amen.
Yeah. All right, let's move on forward because this has got us all fired up. Let's go into the meat and potatoes part of GG Maps, which is, let's talk about some food. It is, what do you call this? Fall.
Yes, it's pumpkin.
It doesn't feel like fall.
I call them the burr months. We're in the burr months.
It doesn't feel like fall up in Texas. So, once fall comes around, you start seeing the. No, I was gonna say hay, but you say hay. You see hay all year long in Texas. You start seeing the pumpkins. How about that? You start seeing the pumpkins and the scarecrows and all this fallish stuff.
I went to Tractor Supply. When did I go? Last week,
a couple days ago.
I went to Tractor Supply. They had Christmas stuff out already.
Yeah, no, and Home Depot they do too. Home Depot,
Christmas stuff out, man. I walk in, I saw Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, it's been like this for a couple of years now. Or in September now, they're pushing stuff out. It's October now, but
forget October.
So anyway, I was going down the road of fall, and so everybody loves. I don't. He does.
What's that?
Everybody loves their pumpkin spice everything.
Oh, I like pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice muffins, pumpkin spice coffee,
Too sweet.
pumpkin
coffee I would drink.
spice donuts, pumpkin spice whatever. Ice cream, all that stuff. So let me tell you what's in pumpkin spice in this huge coffee line. No, what do you call that? Manufacturer. I don't know what you call it. Anyways,
it's a franchise.
Yeah. I'm playing the video.
For years, Starbucks didn't publish their ingredients.
Why is that?
I didn't say it. She said it. Let me play
Allegedly.
it. Yeah, she said it. I didn't say it.
Allegedly, YouTube. Allegedly.
For years, Starbucks didn't publish their ingredients for their coffee drinks. It was a mystery until I convinced a barista to show me the ingredients on the back of the bottles they were using to make menu items like their famous pumpkin spice lattes. I found out here in the United States, Starbucks was coloring their PSLs with caramel coloring level 4, an ingredient made from ammonia and linked to cancer, but using beta-carotene from carrots to color their drinks in the UK. After publishing an investigation and widespread media attention, Starbucks removed caramel coloring from all of their drinks in America and started publishing the ingredients for their entire menu.
So here it is.
Why are you trying to kill us, America?
You heard her just say that, the UK was coloring theirs with carrots, with natural things.
Yes.
All around the world, they're using natural things to color, to not color, to just leave as is, but it's pure. But here we are in the United States trying to make everything so colorful and fake and and eye appeasing and everything.
It's we talked about it in last episode.
The lust of the eye, the Bible says.
Yeah, right. I didn't think it that way. We talked about it last week, like the ingredients here you can't even have in other countries, and she just said it again.
There are so many ingredients, and we showed you last week with RFK, and thank God that when Uncle Trumpito wins, this man is going to, who's for many years been looking into food, into corporations, and suing a lot of food companies because he's, like I said, he's done investigations towards the food manufacturers and what they're putting in the food. But so this same guy, when Trump wins, he's coming in and he's going to regulate all that stuff.
This guy's family disowned him because he wants to do what's right.
Yep.
You guys got to go out and Google him talking about the pork. Google RFK and pork factories. He's been suing them for forever.
Mm-hmm.
And how the pork is raised now, and who has the monopoly on the pork, and putting the farmer out of business. That's why. Please, just go online to a Good Ranchers or a little cattle company or somebody like that to buy your meat.
It's not expensive. It's really not that expensive if you hook up with the right company, right?
Yeah, you can get on a subscription base, and they'll just send it to you every 2 months, every 3 months, every 4 months, and just send you fresh, good, pasture-raised, grass-fed beef or chicken or poultry, whatever you want to get.
I just thought about the how that came up in my spirit about the lust of the eye, and how everything that is appealing, yeah, they're trying to everything when it comes to the women's body, when it comes to the food, what you drink, even the car you drive, they just want to make everything appealing to the eye. And I just pulled up the scripture. I want to read it really quickly while we have some time. And the scripture comes, this is 1 John 2:16 says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world."
Of the world.
And so everything appealing to the eye, everything that glitters isn't gold. I heard someone say that.
That was funny.
Yeah. So you got to be careful. Look, well, you can, watch the Automotive Truth.
Yeah, you can listen to us.
And we'll try to keep you updated. Now, again, we try to dig up as much as we can and find information. Some of the stuff, again, look for it yourself. The Bible talked about the Bereans. The Bereans used to go study. They would hear the preachers speak and teach, but you know what? They wouldn't run with what they said. They would go back and they would study the word and research it and call people out if it wasn't right. So don't take our word as Bible. Look it up and find information yourself. Where else are we going, Matt Pollard?
Trump.
All right. So let's go to laughs then, right?
Yeah.
Oh no. This is okay. I know where we're going. Let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about Trump before we go into automotive. I found this video that is I almost cried when I saw it because it's one of Trump's old schoolmates or whatever, and it really touched my heart. And Matt, when you see this, you're gonna feel the same because I know you already. And there's a couple of other Trump things I want to talk about. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Trumpito. It's getting close to the time, and we need to show you the good side of or who he really is, right?
How can you say you hate somebody you never met? Oh, I hate him. He's this, he's that. Well, that's funny. He's the only one that's sticking up for the Americas.
That's right.
Is it going?
Oh no, it's not.
Oh, she don't have that one either.
Oh gosh. What happened?
I don't know.
Oh geez. All right. Well, let's go to one of his savage moments. Man, that's disappointing.
The people need to know he's a savage then.
People already know he's a savage. People already know.
He tweets. He's got mean tweets. Who cares?
Let me run by it again just in case
It doesn't matter about his tweets.
No, it's not. It didn't. All right. Here we go.
Maybe.
Let me just, he wants to be a tough guy. A lot of times you'll have, and it doesn't work very well.
How tough is it to collect property from an elderly woman?
Let me talk. Quiet.
How
A
tough
lot
is
of
it?
times.
Oh, the people don't like that.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs,
Only
and
Rosie.
disgusting animals. Your Twitter account.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
This is a tough business to run for
I know
president.
you're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need to have a leader that is principled.
tough.
You're never going to be president of the
You're
United
real
States by
tough.
insulting
Yeah, how'd
your
that
way
work
to
out
the
for you,
I'm at
Jeb?
42 and you're at 3, so
Doesn't
so
matter.
far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far I'm doing better. You started off over here, Jeb. You're moving over further and further. Pretty soon you're going to be off the end.
Don't lose your temper there.
It's a total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald
guy's
Trump is
number
not in
one.
charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd
Because
be
you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
That's why they don't have people in the debates anymore because of Trump.
Yeah,
There's
because
no audience at debates anymore because of him.
I think it's because it, I guess, sways.
It sways
yeah,
people on
yeah,
TV.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's how it should be. There should be town halls. I don't know. Anything for the media to push their narrative.
Yeah, and to push it away from Trump.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. We're talking about Trump here, and I know everybody has their different beliefs and their different I don't know, candidates, but we really just want to show the truth. This is what the show is called. It's called the Automotive Truth. And when people continue to lie and lie and lie on others, if it wasn't that they lied so much, I'll speak for myself. I wouldn't be so keen to continue to show you and
To
push,
show.
but it's
Yeah.
because they lied on him so much. It's just not fair, he got shot out or almost shot out twice, but almost killed once, it's insane what they have put him through. It's just not fair, it's not, it really isn't. It's absolutely not fair.
So what a dark. So when the first assassination attempt happened on Trump, there was a big storm that rolled through Texas. I was delivering a customer car back. There's no cell phone service. Irlanne's calling and calling and calling and calling and calling and calling.
Yep.
My phone's in SOS mode.
Yep.
Because there's all the power lines are down.
Mm-hmm.
I drop the customer's car off. I jump in my car that we beached there. I drive back. All of a sudden, here's my phone. Ding, 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 ding. And then, all the notifications.
All the notifications coming up.
And then hit the Trump notifications. And she's calling, did you see what happened to Uncle Trump? And I'm like, what a dark day that was. Crazy.
It was. I was sad, I was literally, it was like, I felt like a family member,
Yes.
had gone through some.
Amazing story to tell you real quick about what President Trump's father, Fred Trump.
Before I play it, I want to say this. So I felt like it literally was one of my uncles or something. You know what I mean? I was saying before we got into talking about that, that when the kid keeps getting picked on in school,
Yeah.
and the kid keeps, and all the popular kids,
And he finally steps up.
and he steps up, and then he hits somebody, and then he hits another person,
And now he's the bad guy.
and now he's the bad guy. That's how I feel. Like they're
Yeah.
now he has a big mouth, and he's always had a big mouth. But
He has to in his line of work.
yeah. And he most times he can back it up.
Yo, you're dealing with New York construction workers and concrete workers and masonaries and construction.
The mafia.
Yeah. You got to be a tough guy to stand up to them.
All right, let me show you this awesome video that I found that Matt has not seen, and just about the character, about not only him but about his family.
I have an amazing story to tell you real quick about what President Trump's father, Fred Trump, did for myself, for my brother, for my sister, for my mother. 1974, my dad suffered a major heart attack. I went to the same school as Donald Trump, the Q Forest School. 3 days after my father's burial, there was a knock on the door one school morning, 7 a.m. I answered the door. It's a distinguished gentleman. I was 10 years old. My father just died. The gentleman said, kid, call your mom. I called my mom from upstairs. She came down. Gentleman said to my mom, I am Fred Trump, Donald's father. And my mom says, yes, I know Donald went to the Q Forest School. And Mr. Fred Trump said to my mom, yes, Mrs. Rem, very sorry about Joseph's death. And what you don't know is I'm still on the Board of Trustees at the Q Forest School. And this morning, I let Headmaster Mr. Philip Rogers know that from this day forward, myself, Fred Trump, out of my own pocket, is going to pay for your 3 children's tuition because I don't want the kids have to go back into the public school system. And the tuition in 1974 was $2,500 per child, $7,500, which is about $80,000, $100,000 in today's money. And who would do that except the President Trump's father? The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, and they give the Trump family grief. The Trump family is a wonderful family, the entire family,
Right.
sorry. And who else? Can you picture Joseph Biden or Kamala Harris doing that? No. All they care about is buying another mansion. I'm going to tell you, the Trump family is wonderful. I love you, Donald. I wish I could shake your hand. It was my mother's last dying wish to shake your hand and to thank your father, Fred Trump, for what he did for us kids in 1974 in Forest
Wow.
Hills, New York. I love you, President.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that with
Wow.
Absolutely wonderful.
Homeboy was reminiscing that.
Wonderful. We live in
We live in the moment. He could probably see his mom in his head, and his father passed, and now his mom probably passed because he's an older gentleman. And
how awesome.
how
awesome.
emotional he got.
And he said that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, just look at Don Jr. Look at Eric. Look at Ivanka. Look at Byron. Byron, what's his name?
Barron. Mhm.
Like, look at those kids. Like, that's
Yeah,
a
it's an
spitting
example-
image of
it's an
their
example-
father
it's an example.
and their mothers, of course.
Can I
but
tell you something? Can I tell you?
me or the people?
You and the people. Do you know who opened up a GoFundMe for the disaster in the Appalachian
Oh, I
Mountains?
already know.
And do you
Tell
know that in 24 hours he raised $2.1 million?
Wow.
Excuse me, for the
Can he open
disaster.
one up
You
for
know who
PTO?
showed up? Yeah, you know who showed up before anybody?
President Trump.
President Trump did for these people. And everything that happens, he shows up. And not only because he's running it, because that's
Even
what people are going to say.
He showed up with the trains flipping over.
Even before.
The water in the
The
Flint.
park, Central Park. Look it up, what he did for Central Park. Look it up. He has done so much. Again, we're not praising him. We're just letting you know
He
the
truly
difference
cares.
between this and that. He's not a politician. He's whatever he's done in his past.
He's an entrepreneur.
He's made money, and whether so many people say, oh, he's been in bankrupt so many times and blah blah blah. But you know what?
Yeah, if you spent
knew the
millions,
business,
yeah.
well, if you knew the business, then you would understand. But that's for the people that don't understand the business. You're going to go through bankruptcies. There's times where you have so much capital out there. There's things that have to happen in order for you not to go completely under. Only business people understand stuff like that. And so, he's got a pass. Everybody has a pass, of course, but I just want to show the difference between this side and that side. What are these folks doing? They're not doing anything. They haven't been showing up for anybody.
They say he's in this for himself. He's in this for himself. He's the only president that his net income went down during the presidency. So how is he in this for himself when he can just be sitting on the beach somewhere drinking margaritas?
Although I don't think
enjoying
he
life?
would, because he's a workaholic.
Yeah,
so.
he'd still be playing golf and
All right.
hanging out with the wife. And
that's enough for Trump, Matt Pollard.
All right.
That was a Trump heavy filled quarter there.
It's gonna be a 2-hour episode. All right, you're gonna hit tow truck chicken lady, and then
we'll land this plane. Okay, so let's go into some automotive laughs, and we got a couple things, and it's fun.
It's laughing.
It's fun. All right. First thing I'm going to go to is I'm going to go to the chicken lady. When you all see this, there's a gentleman. He has a
repo company.
Repo company.
We'll say towing company. Allegedly.
Yeah,
we'll
guess,
say towing
I guess
company.
he tows. Tows it, but some of those tows are repos because he posts them. So that's true. And just like this one I'm about to show you. It's really, really funny. But anyway, let me play it and stop talking.
Look like they're getting out the car.
That's him, and that's the lady's car. She's walking away from the car, going into, I don't know if it's a restaurant or a bar.
Oh, it's an Infinity.
What? Not only that, but this guy is so swift, honey. He is like, he goes in, hooks it up, boom, out. I mean, the things like boom, 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 really quick. People don't even realize that they turn around, their car is gone. They're like, wait, what?
Well, his truck's like a pickup truck too. It's still got the sides on it. It doesn't have the tow truck bed. So like it's really discreet. He's got bulletproof on. Those are the dollies.
Hey, man, I know that's my nigga, man. But he at work, nigga. It's over with now.
They should have paid that money, huh? Yeah. You good? I ain't gonna do shit. You don't owe that shit.
Here she comes.
I paid my car.
Hey.
You don't know who the fuck I am? What you doing?
Oh.
My shit.
Whoa.
What? Like, come on. No, you don't know who I am? Brad, you went viral on the chicken lady. What's chicken lady?
No, this is the best part. And I don't want to laugh at anybody's demise. I just want to laugh at the part of the reaction of the people that are watching.
I just hear somebody in the back going, chicken lady.
That's the funny part because he doesn't care. He's just coming there to do his job, to get the car and tow it away. And she's like, I just went viral. Don't you know who I am? I'm the chicken lady. He's like, okay, whatever. But the guys in the background, they're the prize.
Those are the ones that usually are.
Chicken lady. Chicken lady ain't pay that money. No, I'm not. I paid my car note. I'm telling you, I paid my car note. I'm not on the list. Oh, you're on the repo. Man, I'm telling you, no. You ain't understanding. Listen.
Hey, look,
listen,
just
bro.
take the Rucci and leave the Hoochie.
Yes, no, they
take
the
Hoochie.
You see this? He's Rucci.
Chicken lady. That's chicken lady. He coming to get
Ain't
it.
no fucking way.
Take the what and leave the what?
Take the weed and leave the money. Take the what and leave the what?
Look at, they're all recording.
Click.
Damn, Ben, that's what you went to now, huh?
Oh, these rookies who fucking up my rim.
No, you gotta holler at the bank, man.
No, show me. Man, stop talking to me right now, man.
These guys
are so brutal.
He said, chicken lady better pay the money. I'm talking to me right now. Let me play the rest. It's so funny.
These fucking roochies, you about to tell my fucking car. Y'all for real, man. Your shit on the toe thing. They ain't gonna be fucked up. They ain't even hitting around. You good.
He said, man, that guy good.
Hey! You ain't understand it. Wait, fuck!
Man, she's running fast.
Hey! Bro!
Poor girl. That's okay. She can get it back.
Yeah.
She just went viral.
She just went to wait for that YouTube check to hit.
Oh man, that was so funny. That was full. Just them in the background, like the peanut gallery, you know? Just, oh, priceless, priceless.
They held their composure. They didn't try to beat them up and drive it off.
Oh, they don't care. That's not their car.
Well, the girl.
Oh, the girl. Yeah, no.
Her boyfriend come over, try to beat him up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, that's why he comes, with a bullet
strap.
Yeah, and all right. That was a good laugh.
That was funny.
All right. let's go to some automotive something, and then I'm just gonna read the last part because it's not a video. But this poor boy, you know,
Okay.
poor boy, rookie,
This happens all too. I already know what's gonna happen.
and this is the camera, the the cameras in the building. It's not somebody.
It's a security camera.
It's a security
or whatever,
camera.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he's looking for. It's like a fountain, the fountain of youth.
Oh man, that poor car next to it.
I think he was looking for the drain plug. He couldn't find it.
He looks so depressed.
Look at him. Look at him.
He's ay bendito.
I guess it's not funny. It's kind of sad.
It's funny when there's a group around making fun of him.
Poor kid.
Man.
I wonder when they were watching in the camera and they saw that. I could imagine their reaction. Poor kid. That one wasn't actually funny. I thought it would be funny, but Matt made me feel bad.
Oh, I don't care.
So this last thing is just basically I'm going to tell you what happened. So we're on this on Facebook, this social this page. Yeah, it's for Hutto, you know, where we live in Hutto, Texas, and there are people that post stuff, you know, all the time, you know, like, hey, you know, there's dogs. There's usually like dogs. Somebody's dog is in. They take a picture of the dog. You know, you left it over here. Hey, you know, don't you know 79 is closed over here or whatever. You know, they'll put up updates or hey, I'm looking for, you know, anybody that knows how to, you know, cut grass or whatever. And that's what it's for, right? It's, for the community. It's called Huddle Neighbors. And so the other day, and people put all kinds of silly things up that, you know, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's like, why are you posting this, you know? And why aren't you like looking for a job on, you know, Indeed or something, you know? They'll be like, hey, I know how to do this. Anybody hiring? You know, anyway. So somebody posted a woman. It says, it smells like sewage outside more often than ever. And then somebody named Archie, I'll just say Archie, his name. He corrected the then, more often than ever. He corrected it and he corrected her and said, THEN, then. And then the woman, and then
allegedly.
And then the woman that posted it says, you're an idiot. And in more ways than, and she put THAN, in more ways than one. And so, wait, let me go to the other one. I had to screenshot it. And so she says, the girl posts like the definition of then, and then somebody else says, don't go outside. Don't go outside then. If it stinks, don't go outside. And then Archie says again, and then Archie, the guy that, you know, is messing with her. He said, it's funny. I only smell it when she comes outside. Weird. That's rich. That was so funny to me when I saw that. I mean, people post the most silliest things. You know, it's supposed to be like to help one another in the neighborhood, in the small town of Hutto, you know.
Small town,
but why would you post? It smells like sewage outside more than you know, than ever, you know. And it's like, okay, what do you want?
Who cares? Yeah.
This guy Archie, whoever he is, he's a genius. He's not an idiot. He's a genius.
Maybe you live near the sewage plant. I mean, our community did 100x in 3 years. So
yeah, jeez.
Maybe there's some toilets overflowing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. All right. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yes.
Please like, subscribe, share. Maybe we can put like the cool thing. Click here. Click here. Here. Oh man.
Follow us, subscribe.
Follow, like, subscribe, share.
Instagram, Facebook, X, all those social media outlets. But yeah, YouTube helps us and Spotify. So if you want to subscribe,
please do. Share, get it out there. Again, thank you so much. Until next time, we out.
Bye.